Coding serves as an independent project, but because it is universal,
it allows collaboration between people of all kinds.
Programming provides an opportunity to improve upon individual skill,
but contributes to a worldwide project.
I learned more making the app than anything I've learned in any traditional academic atmosphere I ever have in my life.
Well, I think programming should be taught in school because it's a completely different way of learning. It's not the same standard way of taking tests, doing homework assignments, and turning things on time. The idea behind it is you take your creative imagination and you go as far as you can with it. Come up with your own idea. Don't be scrunched for time, but take the amount of time you need so you feel you can produce the best work that you can. It takes a whole different approach to the basic classroom style. It gives students an opportunity to kind of come up with their own way of teaching themselves, teaching others, and learning how to better communicate themselves through their own production or their own way of accomplishing something that they feel they've done really well.
Working on a project, especially a project with the goal to develop a product, it was definitely challenging working with all different people because your ideas conflict, but it was really good experience figuring out how to work together and taking the best of everybody's ideas and making them all work together in the finished project.
I think that programming and coding should be given language credit, especially because coding is another form of language where there is a wrong way, but there is no right way. Just like languages where they have different accents, people have different tones, they have different intonations, they have different dialects. And just like languages where people approach their way of expression in a different way, we believe that programming and coding is just like a different language where we all approach a certain mechanism in a different way as we connect with technology and computers that are rising as our communicators these days in the 21st century.
So being able to know code is very important because code is universal. It's like a universal language. Being able to know a certain function allows you to connect with other people in the world, even though they speak another language, and so allows you to better connect with others and other communities.
In our current day and age, programming has many ways of kind of communicating with people all around the world. There's many ways to do something, but when somebody knows the same language as you, in programming especially, there's really only one way to communicate. As a fellow programmer, you know how certain functions are and how a certain method is declared, and all these different approaches are like similar languages. There's different dialects, but when you bring two people together, they know how to communicate with one another, interact, and come closer together as two people. Programming is this new 21st century modern hip way to kind of talk. When you're building websites, building apps, there's a structured code, or I guess structured syntax, just like languages, and how you're supposed to talk and interact. And this new advancement in learning how to code through many websites like Code Academy, Udemy, they've been teaching kids, new people, how to learn this language so that they can effectively communicate themselves through their products, their projects, with other people, contribute to each other, to one another, on improving themselves and the community as a whole.
Traditional schooling is very much based on your work now is going to help you succeed in the future, which I think is severely flawed, where as in programming, you're working on something that has tangible success. So you see that finished project, and that's something you've done now.
Coding creates this opportunity for students to stop this competition in school. School creates this atmosphere where everybody wants to compete with one another, step on each other's feet, and find who will get first, get into good college, and succeed later in life. That's our main purpose in high school. That's what we feel we have to do. Get somewhere good, get a good job, and succeed later in life. But coding in high school, if we can actually teach that, it'll provide an opportunity for students to not stop competing against one another, but actually start collaborating on ideas that they can finally produce as a group. Ideas and projects that students can work on together help not only themselves, but one another. They learn by working together, not by themselves. And in the end, it actually helps them get into colleges by showing how they want to work with one another rather than just promoting themselves and individual efforts. And I feel programming in high school finally give an opportunity for people to learn how it is best to communicate with one another. It gives them real-world skills. Because the businesses, it's not about you. It's not about what you can do. It's about what you can do for the company, what you can do for others. And this coding in high school will finally give you an opportunity to do just that.
Education shouldn't be about telling a student what to think about, but teach them how to think about problems in creative, unconventional ways. Programming, by nature, forces you to think abstractly.
So being able to program requires you to analyze a good amount of code, and that means it requires a lot of thinking critically, also being able to organize the code in your head. Programming is basically language, and through language you have to, like a foreign language at least, you have to be able to understand it and then kind of be able to move that around.
Don't chase success, chase excellence. Programming gives you the opportunity to not go after high grades, high marks, and the success and fame that comes with whatever you accomplish. Programming gives you the opportunity to make yourself better. You learn how to improve yourself, improve others, and improve on the work you do. It gives you the idea that you should be the best that you can be. Chase the excellence within yourself. Don't chase the fame and glory that comes afterwards. Because if you're excellent at what you do, fame and glory will follow suit.
Do not go where the path may lead.
Go instead where there is no path.
And leave
A trail.